What's up, everybody? I hope everyone's having a good day so far. I actually wanted to share a story with y'all about something that happened to me at a show that I went to over the weekend. Now, personally, what happened, it's not a super huge deal to me, but at the same time, I think it's important to bring it up and talk about a few things because I think the personal situation correlates to a lot of things that are happening in today's world, especially from a society point of view. But basically, I went to go see Left to Suffer with a bunch of other touring bands, and the show was awesome. It wasn't the biggest show, but it was a solid, fun show. So I love meeting new people, right? I have no fear in doing so. However, some of these people that you meet and some of these strangers are not who they appear to be. So, for instance, I had two dudes that I never met approach me, right? And they were pretty friendly at first, but there was a weird encounter. So for those that know, I move super fast in the pit, right? So these guys were cracking jokes. They're like, "Oh, I gotta watch out for him." And then he made a remark about, "Well, you could smack this girl's ass at the front of the row, right?" And he was saying it and covering up as a joke, right? And I think that it can be a funny joke if it's delivered correctly, like in the sense of like a stand-up bit, right? But this guy kept bringing it up throughout the entire night. It was like 5 or 6 different times. And he had one specific person that he kept pointing out and kept trying to get me to smack her ass randomly, right? Now, I'm just not the kind of person to do that, right? And honestly, if he caught me on a bad day, I probably would have approached it completely different and probably just said some off the wall stuff, you know what I mean? Like, "Oh, that's predatory," or something like that. But the first time he did it, I brushed it off and just laughed it off and didn't think much of it. But he kept bringing it up, and it was bothering me, right? These guys were pretending that they didn't know me, but they were being super friendly and acting like they were like, "Oh, we'll hang out with you." They also were trying to get me to drink that night, and I don't drink anymore. But in a way, I'm just having red flags about, like, are these guys trying to manipulate me? And maybe it wasn't. But the reason I bring this up is people like to peer pressure, especially as a male in society, we get peer pressure. Like, not just with substances or alcohol, but also like, women like that. This is what they were saying. They were saying, "Oh, she'll like it." And that is the problem. That is the problem. And even if these guys are not like actual predators, that mindset, I see it on Instagram comments, on YouTube comments, it's really bad online. But just as a whole, like, no wonder so many of these females and stuff, like, say all men. And I understand that, and I understand where you're coming from. And it bothers me. And with everything about the EP files and everything being released, I mean, you can kind of put two and two together. So